Customs out in New York.
No, what?
He brought me along with him, and it was my first taste of reality TV.
Oh God!
And I go out there and I'm watching them film, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be on TV. I'm watching it here, and it's going to be on TV later. And then I hear cut. Let's try take 3. I'm like, what? I didn't know they'd do that. So, like from then on, it has ruined TV for me. Anytime
he was like 10 years old.
Yeah, I was like 10 years old. Anytime I watch TV now, I just roll my eyes. I can't believe it. What are like some of the like since you've been on TV, do you see those little things that stick out to you more and more?
Oh yeah. When it was funny because when I first started doing muscle car, I never tried to get into TV. It just happened. Literally, it happened. And I remember we were it was the first episode of Muscle Car, and we tearing apart that Challenger, and it was funny because Tom, the director, is like, okay, we did some stand-ups, and he's like, okay, tear the car apart, and they're doing this whole montage thing. So I just grab an impact, and I zip off one of the upper control arms. It's like, whoa, what's that? Upper control arm? Can you put that back on like you never took it off and take it off again? I'm like, what?
We need to tape it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. They didn't get it, so we gotta redo it.
like you never put it on before.
Yeah,
right.
Those are always the shows too. Like they'll show someone visiting someone else at the house, and then the camera's inside of the house.
Right. It's convenient.
Like me coming to see Lou in North Carolina, they videotape me coming up to the door, but the camera's in your house. Filming you
shooting the other side of the door, so when I open the door, they can see you. Yeah. There's nothing real about reality TV. Okay, there's nothing real about it. And one time we did. It was pretty funny because Mo was the cameraman, and we were shooting something on the rear end. So I had to spray it with brake parts cleaner, and then had to do some work, and then turn to the camera. So it was like one of those deals where, like, he was shooting over my shoulder, and I had to turn and talk to the camera, and then turn back to the rear end. And I kept screwing up my line. And it was one of those things, man. But the thing is, the more we're spraying brake parts cleaner, the higher me and Mo are getting now. You know what I mean? After like the 10th time, Don, our director, he goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" And he walks over, and me and Mo turn like, "Arr." He's like, "Go outside."
That's
need air.
That's funny.
We burned through like 3 cans of brake parts cleaner. So yeah, reality TV isn't real bad.
Are you able to get anything done in reality? Are you able to be productive and really get some cars?
TV effectively doubles your build time. It effectively doubles it, and the reason why is because they want to get all this stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what happens because like when we do car fix, we use 2 cameras. They have a jib, which is like the big arm, and it swings around and it goes up and down. Mm-hmm. And then they have a guy on a tripod. But they got to be careful not to cross paths. Like, you don't want to be shooting and have the camera and the other camera in the shot. And then there's just stuff like that. So there's stuff that they got to do, so it takes longer. Plus, you got to set up the shot. Like they'll say, okay, we're gonna shoot the passenger side, front fender, and door. Well, they just don't shoot it. You know what I mean? So that they gotta light it. They got, okay, you stand here, you stand there. What are you gonna say? It takes 20, 30 minutes sometimes to set up a shot. Yeah. The beauty that me and Jared have is we don't use a script because we actually build cars that we just say what we gotta say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a little bit. We have a lot more freedom than what other people have. We have a lot more freedom. What's up, Steve?
How's it going, Lou?
Steve's just hanging out.
Man.
Steve, is this your first time on Blab?
No, I've been on here for about a week.
Oh, what's your thoughts on it?
It's pretty cool. It's different. It's more intimate. setup than most of these other sites like this. It's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Other sites like this?
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but this one is pretty put together.
Oh, is it?
I think they took a piece of all of them and put them all together, so
Right.
it made this a nice platform.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
Which is cool.
that's the best way I explain it to people. I say it's what Skype. It's what if Skype and Periscope had a baby. This is what Blab is.
Got you.
And people are like, wow, they can't even picture it. And I still don't think people understand the magnitude of it or the impact of it or, like Steve was saying, the intimacy of it until they jump on.
Right.
Yep.
Well, honestly, that's with a lot of stuff with the technology because the technology is moving so fast. A lot of this stuff, it's all new. Everybody's figuring it out as they go along.
Yeah.
So it changes and it grows, and I think that's the coolest thing about it. And honestly, the computers is what's gotten cars where they're at now. Because if you think about it, turbos have been around since the 60s, and now all of a sudden these guys are running turbos on their cars where before they would have to run a carburetor and they'd have to run it as rich as they could get it because when it's wide open, they didn't want it to lean out. Well, now you can bring in that fuel curve as you're going along, and that's all stuff that they're learning it, man. When you think about it, that's all technology that's 15, 20 years old now, and that's not old. So it works out pretty. I think it's cool. This is all neat stuff.
I'm still old school. I'll take a carburetor over fuel injection any day.
So am I, Steve. But I'm getting ready to put fuel injection on a bunch of my cars because I drive them everywhere. When I'm going to SEMA, I'm driving to SEMA. I'm not flying.
I've met you at SEMA a few times. You're actually a very, very good person. Cool to talk to.
So my thing is I want to get the fuel injection because I want the added benefit of the mileage. Because I know you can get good mileage with a carburetor. I got a Suburban that gets 20 miles to the gallon. It's an 82 square body. It's lowered. It's got a gear vendors on it. It gets good mileage. But I think I could get 22, 24 if I put fuel injection on it. Yeah. Which in a truck like that, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I think the only way I'm going to get that is with fuel injection. So I'm going to learn it. Got no choice, man.
Yeah. You got to grow up.
I know, man. It sucks. I don't want to grow up. So we'll see,
like my Chevelle, I drive it, it's typical weekend warrior or whatever type of thing, and it's fun. But I like the carburetor because I just like to be able to go out there and tune it. Play it. I don't need to bust out a computer. I need all the extra stuff. You need two tools to tune a carburetor, really.
Yeah. You
don't need all this extra stuff.
You don't need a bunch. You're right. You don't need a laptop. You don't need all that other crazy stuff. Now they do say, and they've said this for years, that you can use an O2 sensor to tune the carburetor, that you really can get it to work good. Now I've never personally done that, but they say that that's the ticket. That's better than using a vacuum gauge.
I read an article in one of the magazines about that, but I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I've never done it, so I don't know how it works. I just don't know. So, but that I'll learn it. I got no choice. I got to do it.
Yeah.
I have to. It's one of those things. I got to try and stay current. And it's for doing the show more than anything else.
Speaking of current, what is your take on the Teslas?
I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a neat idea. But my take on the whole electric car thing is all they're doing is moving the footprint. That's all they're doing. They're moving the footprint. You're okay, so you're not going to the gas station and buying gas, but you're plugging it into your house and you're paying more for your power bill. So it's still the same thing. And when you go to get those batteries replaced, what's it going to cost?
Wow, that's a great point.
And the car is very expensive from the start.
Right.
Like, they said they're building a car, but then it's out of range for people to buy it.
Right. I mean, the Tesla's a toy. The Tesla is the kind of car where, yeah, it's a great idea, and yeah, it's cool, but if you don't have $100,000, you're not going to get it. It doesn't matter how good it is. You're not going to get it. You know, they're expensive, man. And they came out with that 4-door sedan I saw one at Cars and Coffee last month at Charlotte. And it's a beautiful car, don't get me wrong. But, you know, could I afford it? Hell no. You know?
Right.
I actually had not a debate, but like a discussion with some guys. They were talking about how, oh, it's so great about all the green movement and automotive industry. How it's, I said, don't they remember way back when the cars were steam powered? Can't get any more green than that.
Right.
Wow.
It's just all coming back around, like you said.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is, I mean, it's not as green as everybody wants it to be. Everybody thinks that it's really green, but think about it. Where are you going to get the electricity to charge those batteries? You got to get that electricity from somewhere. And that's why I say they're just moving the footprint. You know what I mean? You're either digging it out of the ground and making it gas, or you're burning coal to charge your car. Which one are you going to do? And realistically, when you think about it, is that much of a difference in price? Probably not. I think they're just moving the footprint. And then, you know, like a Prius, the battery for a Prius is like $5,000. So in 10 years, when that battery starts to go bad, what's the car worth?
Yeah.
You know, that becomes, you know, to me, that's more of an issue. And not only that, those batteries, they treat them like nuclear waste because they don't have a way to dispose of them.
Yeah, didn't think of that. That's a whole nother boat.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I mean, to me, it's apples and oranges. You're still gonna eat the fruit. Which one are you gonna eat? Which one do you want more?
Yep.
I mean, so I'm, you know, personally, I'm a fan of dinosaurs.
Anything from the 60s.
Yeah, you know, I'm a fan. I mean, and yeah, the batteries are more efficient now. You know, those lithium ion batteries, but they're fucking expensive, man. So I don't know.
So, Steve, what kind of car are you driving? You got a muscle car? Or?
Yeah, I got a 71 Chevelle, and then my daily driver is a 2002 Dodge Ram, you know, big tires and all the bullshit that I used to tow the car around whenever I, you know, go to shows out of state and stuff. But just fun stuff. Typical hobbyistic person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small block or big block or LS?
Small block. Just a standard 350, but I'm building a 396 for it right now.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, hopefully get it done sooner or later.
Yeah.
I was helping my uncle build the motor for his dragster. He's building a 632, and holy shit, I am learning, Lou, that race motors and regular street motors, night and day.
Huge difference, man.
The tolerances and everything is so tight on those race motors, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I never had to spec out rocker arms before, like 5 times each go around.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, just set them once and forget it.
Yeah, and you know, and you gotta make sure that the rocker rides properly on the valve. You don't want it to go too far off. Dude.
With the shaft rockers, you got to make sure that it's dead center on the valve. You got to sit there with the feeler gauge and each one set them at a different degree.
It's crazy.
I've never even degreed a motor before until that one, and we did. It took us 2 days to degree a motor.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. I mean, you know, and then you get. I mean, even gapping the plugs, it becomes an exercise. You know what I mean?
Because each cylinder, one fires a little bit hotter than the next, so you know. I cannot believe it.
But when you got serious power,
we bought the car with the motor, and then what happened was we ended up dropping a lifter. So it's all right, we're going to tear the motor down and rebuild it ourselves. It's now a 3-month project. Should have just brought it right back to Mike Thompson, the one who built the motor originally, and been done with it.
But the thing is, though, is you're learning it, so it makes it worth it. I mean, honestly, to me, that's the biggest thing. If you're learning something, that makes it so much better. It really does. That's what I like.
The biggest thing I picked up too, that cam card is my best friend.
Oh yeah, man.
All the information's right there.
Oh yeah, but but the thing is especially when you build big cubic inch engines like a 632,
yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing how big the parts play. Matching the cam to the compression and getting the right rockers and all that. That's what's amazing because one slip up, you're losing power. When you think about it. If they tell you that cam works really good with 12 to 1s, don't put 11 to 1s in it because it ain't gonna make the power you're supposed to have. It's nuts. And like I got a friend of mine, Buster. This guy's an old NASCAR engine builder, and it was a few years ago. He built this guy in Michigan selling a boat, and it had twin 510 big block Chevys in it. And Buster, and I don't know who built the boat, but it was some big name guy in the boat world. They were blown 510s. So this guy's selling it. The guy's down here in North Carolina. Buster built an engine because the guy frags an engine. He gets all the specs from the guys who built this boat. Gets all the specs. And it was 100 horsepower difference when Buster got done between his engine and their engine. Wow. So you tell me it doesn't make a difference how you put it together. I mean, and he had the dyno sheet to prove it. So, he turns around and the guy's like, okay, well, now that you got this one running so good, take that one apart and make it do the same thing. Yeah, 100 horsepower difference, man. I'll never forget that. It was the craziest thing. Craziest thing. But Buster's one of those guys, man. He can make an engine sing. And he's out of it now. He works at the bus garage for the county working on school buses. But the dude can build an engine, man. I gave him the 290 horse 350 Chevys, those $1,600 motors. Yeah. I bought one of them and put it in my dad's truck. It's got 8 to 1s. They got no compression. They got enough. They can't pull a fart out of your ass if they had to. Buster, I was talking to him about, maybe getting some 305 heads because they got the 58cc combustion chamber. And he said, well, if you find them, I'll do a valve job for you. So I find a set of heads. I take them over to him, and he said, no problem. About 2 weeks go by, he calls me up and says, hey, your heads are done. I go over and pick them up. They're fucking ported. They're polished. I mean, there's easily $2,000 worth of head work done on these heads. I'm like, Buster, man, I didn't need all of this. I got bored. How the hell do you get bored? How do you get bored and carve on a set of heads for 2 weeks? You know what I mean? It's like, but dude, that 350 woke up.
Became a man.
Exactly. It don't spark nut. It buzzes down the road. It's crazy, man. It's nuts. But that's what the guy does. Yep. So who knows, man? It just makes no sense to me, but you'll have that. So what's our topic today, guys? I mean, we're halfway through this, and I don't have any clue what the topic is because I didn't read it.
It's whatever.
Yeah, we jumped in just talking about cars. We have next week we're going to have a itinerary put together, so we're really going to go at it, and I'm going to have some special guests from some builders, some bike builders.
Cool.
Actually, DZ Customs, they're in here now watching us, but they're not set up to do jump in with us. But next week they should be good.
They do what kind of bikes do they do?
They're building baggers, the choppers.
Yeah, I got some
baggers
that are doing that too.
Man, they're building some stuff, man.
Yeah,
beautiful bikes. Yep.
Yeah, I got a couple of friends of mine that have done a bunch of them now. One Time Customs. Man. Those bikers are crazy. Those baggers are crazy.
Yeah,
they're nuts.
They're building them to run too, man. These
really?
No joke. Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah. All it takes is money. Just throw the money on the
table. Yeah, I'll write a check.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'll write a check.
Yep.
So what was you guys' your craziest car story? I mean, you know, what breaking down, whatever, the craziest thing that's ever happened to you. Because I know we talked about favorite cars, but I'm curious about the craziest thing. Anything, Lou, Steve?
Well, Steve, you go first, and then we're gonna let somebody else jump in your seat. So you go ahead and tell us what you got.
Well, here's a go. Like I said, we're building the motor in my uncle's
He's got pictures.
Wait, it's in his living room.
living room.
Yes.
That's a crazy story.
You got authorized to do that?
But no, here's the best part. He keeps his bike in there too. See,
That's the clean room. That's awesome.
that's why the garage. Like I said, like you said, everything has to be spot on. So we figured, why not do it in the living room? It's the cleanest, air conditioning. What the hell? That's the best.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I don't think I can get away with that one.
I'd like to.
Right? You just roll out of bed. You just go to the kitchen, get yourself a glass of water, you tinker a little bit, whatever.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
That's awesome.
Watch American Idol and build your motor.
I actually usually have drag racing or some kind of car show on the TV as inspiration for what we're doing.
Right.
Here's what I did. I like that idea. Here's what I did.
That's awesome.
The pink doghouse.
Poor doggy.
Dad, I know you have some crazy car stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
me?
Here's a good one. When I was dating Lewis's mom, my wife, we're rolling down the street one day, and I pick her up from work. She worked at a bakery, and so she had come out with flour all over, from the bakery. So we're riding down the street. I'm like, roll down the window. You got flour. I can't see. Well, really, the car was on fire. I'm driving down the street, and it's smoke. And her sister's in the back seat, like, this back seat's getting hot.
No.
I must have hit something and it smashed the muffler up to the body of the car, and it caught the car on fire, and it was smoking. I'm like, stop moving, you got flour, but it was smoke. Yep.
Well, I got this 93 S10. It's extended cab, right? And the last time I went down to Florida a couple months ago, I took this Honda down to this friend of mine. That he's a Honda guy, and he's been helping me with my son's Del Sol. Then he gives me information and tech and all that. So I'm buzzing. I got this thing on the tow dolly, and I hadn't driven. I had just gotten this truck, so I haven't really driven it anywhere. So me, the genius that I am, I'm going to drive it to Tampa for its maiden voyage. So I'm tooling along. I hit the South Carolina, North Carolina border. All of a sudden, wood. Oh man, the truck's shaking. So I pull into the rest area. Passenger side rear tire, the belt's blown. There's a big chunk of the tire missing. So look under the car. Oh, the spare's there. It's got air. I put the spare on, keep on going. I get further into South Carolina. Wood. I'm like, fuck, man. Look at the other side. Tires, the whole carcass is just gone. It's not even there anymore. So I call my wife on the phone. And I'm like, hey, this is the exit I'm at. Can you tell me if there's anything around here? Because the gas station that was there was closed. It was just boarded up. So there's nothing there. I go, I gotta go. And she's like, well, I'm like, I gotta go. There's smoke coming out from underneath the dashboard. The truck is still running. The truck is still running. So I grab a couple of bottles of water, open the hood, and on the passenger side, the wires were all on fire. So I start dumping water on it. So I shut it off, and I'm looking at it, and I go, man. And then I realized I shouldn't have shut it off because it was still running, So I shut it off. And I go, shit, I hope it starts. So I hit the key. It starts. So then I realized, I'm like, okay, I can't get back on the interstate because the tire's messed up. So I just start driving down this road, not having a clue where I'm going.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy. So I'm just driving, and then I come across this road sign that says St. Catherine's, 14 miles. So I get down to the end of this road, It says make a right. I make the right. I'm just cruising along. I'm cruising in this town is dying. I mean, there's more boarded up buildings than buildings that are being used. And there's a Napa store. I go into the Napa store. I go, hey, you have plug wires and a cap and rotor for 4.3. Guy gives them to me. I buy a pair of wire cutters and some wire ties and a little roll of wire. Go outside, fix the truck. Dude, the wires were burnt. The wires were burnt. There's like 8 inches of spark plug wire that was just burnt. You could see the arc running across the wires. So I get done. I go back in and I go, hey, is there a tire store around here? The guy goes, go to the second light. Look to the left. You can't miss it. So I go there. And it's an old gas station. It's a used tire store. So I go in there and I tell him, hey, do you have this size? He's like, nope. I'm like, shit. So he goes, well, there's so-and-so. He's like 15, 20 miles down the road.
And you're rolling on rim.
Yeah, and there's this little old black lady there, and she goes, well, I'm going there because they don't have my tire size. You want to follow me? I'm like, let's go. So I drive all the way to this other place. And there's no carcass to my tire. It's just belts and polyester belts. That's all the shit in sidewalls. And I'm towing a car. So I go all the way down there. I get all the way down and I go in there and I go to the guy and go, hey man, do you have this size? The guy goes, nope. I go, look, man, here's the deal. I need 2 tires. I gotta drive to Tampa today. I still got like 9 hours of driving. I go, I gotta drive to Tampa today. I want 2 tires. I don't give a fuck if they match. Can you do that? He goes, oh yeah, no problem. He throws 2 tires on. I'm back at it, man.
You're back at it.
Back at it. And those tires are still on the truck.
Wow.
They held up.
Lou, you're green. Talking about green, right? You want to reuse stuff. Nothing goes to waste.
So yeah, man. Matter of fact, hold on. I'll do like Steve and show you a picture.
That reminded me of another one.
It's here, Steve.
Me and my dad and my buddy Chris went to go pick up a 68 or 67? 67 El Camino. So we get the car loaded up on the trailer and we're heading down the highway. We're going home and just something didn't feel right. And then we just feel the back end of the truck kind of jerk off and it just looked back. Everything looked fine. Next thing we know, the trailer's passing us. It came unhitched off the ball. As we slowed down, we felt it. The trailer somehow went around us. Holy shit. That thing ended up in the bushes. The car got all banged up, but it was a project car anyway, so I was like, whatever. But that was scary as hell. Luckily, we were in the right lane that I was able to go down into the ditch. But that's what happens when you have the wrong size ball on there and not realize it.
That'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Wait,
God.
Steve, we're going to let somebody else jump in.
All right,
I appreciate you stopping by.
All right, thank you. Good talking to you, fellas.
All
Hey,
right,
if you can,
All right,
I'll see you again, Lou.
all right, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. Definitely.
I'll be in a Chicago Pneumatics booth a little bit, too.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely stop by and say hello.
All right, man, later.
All right,
take
cool.
it easy. Hey, if everybody in the chat room,
jump in here.
Ray just jumped on. If everybody in the chat room can tell a little bird for us, just keep it moving, let people know that we're on here. Will be cool.
I already did mine.
Ready?
I already did the little bird.
Come on, Ray, jump in.
Anybody, hell.
Yep. Anybody want to jump in?
Anybody who wants to jump in now.
Open seat. We want to hear your car story. We know you have one because everybody does.
Exactly. Some people have more than others. Trust me on that. Because I know I got a bunch.
Yeah.
I got a bunch. With all the stuff I do, I got a bunch. Jeez, it's not even funny.
Let's see who else is here.
Ray doesn't want to get on.
Yeah, he's playing with us.
He must be on the res.
No, here he comes.
There
Yeah, he's coming. Come on, Ray, you can do it. Just hit the button.
Ray. So what's up with the Yankees losing?
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not a big baseball fan, but
I don't do baseball at all. So,
well, I know some of the Yankees from hauling their cars, and I kind of lean towards them a little bit. But
well, yeah, and there he is, folks, Ray.
Ray, the man. How you feeling, Ray?
Ray, you constipated? You look upset.
Oh, wow. We can hear you, Ray.
Say something, Ray. Ray. He's mumbling.
We can hear you, bro.
I'm gonna give him some props just because it's Ray. Yeah, we'll give him some props.
I don't think he needs the sound up on his.
Yeah, he's got something going on.
Lou, Lewis, can you type to him, tell him that we can hear him? He needs to put a headset on or something.
can we hear him? Because I saw his lips move, but I didn't see anything.
I think he's playing with the computer. He's looking at it. He's looking
I
at
don't think he can't hear us.
I feel like I'm on one of those those glass mirrors, on the other
The
side
one-way
of the
mirror.
mirror.
Yeah.
That someone doesn't.
The one-way mirror in the interrogation room in the police department. That's where you are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Lou, you're black. You know something about it.
Just a little bit. Just from what I've seen on TV.
Oh, so all right. So I got to tell you guys this. The other day, I was flipping through the channels, and I don't know what news channel it was, but they were talking about how in California, a lot of the universities are talking about what they're calling micro-bullying. Okay?
Okay.
And I found this really interesting because it's so fucking stupid. Basically, micro-bullying is if we're having a conversation and I say, Lou, fuck you. Right at that moment where I said, fuck you, I'm bullying you on such a minute level that because I'm not concerned about your feelings because I said, fuck you. Is that
at what point does that where you say enough is enough? Like, what if I don't like the word idiot?
Right.
You know what I mean? You say, hey, Lewis, you're an idiot. Well, I don't like that word. I don't want to be called that.
But the thing is, they're saying at that point, by me calling you an idiot, it's bullying. Because I'm not concerned about your feelings because I called you an idiot. So they're calling it micro bullying. I don't want to know. Think about this for a second, guys. When do you become a full-fledged bully? When you string more than one expletive together, like maybe 6? Is that the cutoff?
Yeah.
Where's the line?
Well, yeah, I don't want to encourage anyone bullying anyone or things like that. But it's my philosophy is no one can hurt your feelings unless you give them permission to.
Right.
I mean, they're your feelings.
Right. I agree with that 100%.
You need to take control over that.
But you know what? Here's my take on bullying. The reason why kids get bullied is because they won't stand up for themselves. I mean, you got to fight back. You got to fight for yourself because it goes back to your feelings. If you don't stand up for it, you're the one who loses it. You know what I mean? People are going to walk all over you. So to me, you gotta fight back. If someone's doing something you don't like, you got to fight back. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. It's that simple because what's going to happen? You're going to become a punching bag. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, who do bullies pick on? They pick on people that aren't going to fight back.
Yeah, that's true. But then you got the people that just don't have that in them. You know what I mean? And
right. And I understand that. I understand that. But you have to, at some level, stand up for yourself. You're not going to win every fight. And the bottom line is some kid's getting picked on by a bigger kid. He's probably going to get his ass kicked. But I guarantee you, the next time it happens, that kid's going to think about, well, do I need to pick on this kid because he's going to fight back? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because now you're not an easy target. Bullies pick on you because you're an easy target. That's what they do. Yep, so you got to stand up for yourself.
I've been doing a lot of studying in class about social media, and there's been talks about cyberbullying.
Right.
People actually getting to the point where they, some people unfortunately committed suicide
Right.
or attempted suicide
Right.
because of something that was said online or said through on a video. And it's just like, I agree with you to a certain extent where, you have to stand up for yourself. If someone's going to physically threaten me,
Right.
then I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to go down without a fight.
Right.
But when it comes to verbal abuse, when it comes to cyber abuse, to me, it's just like it's on you to keep composure and have control over your own emotions.
And I agree with you on that. I agree, but I mean there comes a certain point where when you think about it, to me, keeping your composure means that you still have to fight back. You still have to say enough is enough. You know what I mean? Because you have to set the boundary. If you don't set the boundary, they're going to keep doing it. Whether it's online, whether it's physically, they're going to continue to do it.
Right.
So how do you handle I'm trying to think of the proper term. Trolls, online trolls. I'm sure, on your Facebook page, you have several thousands of people on there. I'm sure there has to be one person on there that gets on there and says something derogatory.
Right. I had an incident where a guy started giving me shit, right? And I told him flat out. I mean, he was talking shit. And I told him flat out. I typed it out. You're a fucking idiot. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you damn sure don't know me. Because if you did, you'd know I wouldn't say that. And I left it at that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to squash it. Talk all the shit you want, but you don't know what you're talking about, basically. And then it stopped.
Yep.
It's just that simple. You can't let it go. And what these school systems are doing, like the school system here, if a kid gets into a fight, okay, say my youngest gets into a fight, and he didn't start the fight, but he defended himself, they suspend him as well as the one who started the fight. To me, that's wrong, because what they're doing is they're taking away his right to defend himself.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yep.
I mean, I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that whole philosophy where, everybody's a winner. No, you're not. There's winners and losers. And if a kid defends himself and he's the one that's being victimized, why are you going to punish him?
Right.
What you're telling him is you're going to be victimized and it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Yep.
I wondered if he could hear us, because I just changed the title to bully and stand up or walk away.
We're bullying Ray.
Yeah, I wonder if
I mean, think about it, Lou. Think about it, Lou. If you were in school and some kid was bothering Lewis, you'd get upset, right?
Right.
And we're of the same age. What would be the first thing you tell him? Defend yourself.
Right. Well,
what they're trying to do now, essentially, is say, no, don't defend yourself. So you're going to take an ass whipping and then go home? That doesn't make sense to me. Because now what have you become? You've just become a victim, and don't think that bully's just going to leave you alone tomorrow. Because he's going to come back. He is.
I think it's important to mention too, Lou, that you have a unique background dealing in social work and things of that nature. I know that you had worked in an educational type of environment before. Is that right, or am I off on that?
I did. I worked with troubled kids for 3 years, and I actually substitute taught in a juvie jail.
And I feel. So, what subject were you teaching?
I was a substitute. I taught whatever.
Okay.
If they put me in a math class, I did math. If they put me in social studies, I did social studies.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got some comments over in the chat room.
Where? But imagine a kid who provokes it.
So Lou, what do you think about Christopher Columbus Day?
Huh?
What do you think about Christopher Columbus Day?
Man, Christopher Columbus was one of them guys. He had sex with the Spanish queen. He got some money, so he's a gigolo. and then he pulled the ultimate dine and dash because he left.
You know what?
The ultimate, it found in America. It found in America.
Okay, all right. But what about the kid who provokes another one to throw the first punch, and then they beat the snot out of him? Is that justified? Here's the thing: where at that point, if you've got a kid who throws the first punch, he's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So the kid has to be able to control himself, not to throw the first punch. But if he does throw the first punch, he's got to go. He's got to go hard. Because you know what? At that moment, he's in a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tell my kids, don't ever throw the first punch. And I would tell the kids that when I worked in the school system, don't ever throw the first punch, but don't be a punching bag. I mean, you know, there is a line.
Yeah. See, my thought on it.
Go ahead.
My thought on it is I'm not going to take a hit, so I'm going to be the first one to hit. If they're in my range and we're going back and forth, I'm hitting first because I don't want to take a hit.
I'm the same way, Lou. I'm the same way. I'll headbutt you in a minute if you get too goddamn close.
Yeah.
But
I think we need to stay away from this topic because it's a little bit touchy.
Yeah, but
I'm saying not throwing the first punch. Poor kid gets hit really hard, knocked out.
But the thing is though, man, is you know, it's the way I look at it is simple. The first 10 seconds dictates what happens in that moment. And I don't give a damn what it is. The first 10 seconds dictates it. And there are going to be kids that swing first. There are going to be kids that take the first hit. That's just the way. That's the nature of the beast. I'm saying nobody needs to be a punching bag. If a kid hits you, you got to defend yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
True, yeah, but let's get off this subject because we're gonna have a lot of angry parents.
Last time I checked, I had freedom of speech.
So Ray,
a lot of angry parents being bitching and shit. Let's get off the subject. First, let's recap our last conversation you guys had. I don't know, but Lou Santiago, you must be a psychic motherfucker because I just saw on TV today, or I seen on TV today, about the fantasy football shit going on. That draft, what a joke! I'm telling you,
dude. I do not understand fantasy. I don't understand fantasy football at all.
No, but so what's happening is the people that work for that company are making money because they're betting and they're not supposed to be playing.
Well, they go. Well, from what I heard, they weren't. No one told them they were like the guys from FanDuel were going to DraftKings or whatever. What's
exactly.
They were never told that they couldn't do that.
Right.
And they also said now that they checked all the information. They said they checked all the information and that it was negligible. Like there wasn't enough information to be inside cheating.
Right. Well, you know, it makes common sense because when you play, I don't know, in Canada, there's a law. If you work at a lottery corporation, you're not allowed to play lottery tickets. Bottom line.
Well, I understand. That just makes common sense. But,
you know, so,
Ray, that's Canada.
Yeah. Okay. But, now, let's get back to topics that we all know about and they're going to blow our fucking minds. Excuse my French. So listen, I just seen this video of a semi-truck, and the reason why I'm thinking about this is because this past Sunday, I went for a nice cruise at Harbor Springs, or Michigan, near Traverse City. That's where all the yachts and stuff is at. And this highway is kind of two-lane. And this video that I seen was amazing. It was a semi-truck that has a camera on the front.
Yeah.
And if you're behind this truck, you get to see the image. No. You get to see the image of the front of the truck.
Yeah.
So that if you want to pass it when you're going by, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I know, it's right. Show it to you.
We're talking about an enclosed truck. Now that's amazing because there are a couple of times when I was behind the trailer or one of these trucks pulling the RV or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think that's an excellent idea because there are a couple of times when that guy's going really slow and he's not doing the speed limit per se for his rig, and we're holding up traffic. and the next thing you know, we want to pull out, but we can't. I think it's a genius idea. They should go for it.
So the camera was on the front of the truck, and the monitor was on the back, where the cars in the back can see it.
Yeah.
Right, it's like a TV monitor.
I'd heard of that. I've heard of that.
And it's on my link. I shared it and I liked it. It was amazing that you can actually see the traffic coming the opposite way, of course. And let me tell you something. That saves a lot of lives. Because if you don't know, if some of these semis are parked one in front of another, getting out an exit, say for instance, you're on the far left lane, and you're traveling, but then now you want to go to the right lane to exit, but there's a semi in front of you. Next thing you know, if you're crossing over, at least you know that semi that you just ready to pass, that there's a semi right now at that exit. Because by the time you pass that truck and you don't know, and you're going to a damn fast speed, you're going to smack into the fucking all those trucks.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah.
Well, all they had to do is not pass the truck and wait to get off at the exit.
No. No,
Yeah, speed, David.
Somebody.
Hey, Ray got 600 horse rolling down the street. He can't hold him back. Ray got a heavy foot.
No, I ain't got no heavy foot.
So, Ray, you said that you put up the link to the truck. Did you put it on Facebook, Twitter? Where'd you put the link up?
It's on Facebook, and it's I'm trying to think of the company. I don't know if it's Mercedes, one of those big truck companies. It's amazing.
Mercedes has video of them testing a truck that drives itself, an 18-wheeler.
Now wait a minute, is that the same one that Claude Van Damme was doing the spread eagle or whatever? Split?
No, that was all CGI stuff. What are you doing, honey?
That's not CGI.
CGI.
No, that wasn't CGI.
That was CGI. It's Van Damme, man. He's too old.
That was for real. That was fucking different splits, dude.
I saw the video. He's riding down the road doing a split.
They showed the behind the scene. He did, for what, 60, 70?
It was done in front of a green.
Be careful what we say, because it's going to haunt us. Next thing you know, we're in New York or whatever. Claude Van Damme's right there. Yeah, I heard you say something about me being fake, and do a little. Claude
And I'll
Van
say that it was all done in front of a green screen. What? What do you want me to lie at that point? I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't a green screen. He actually did it.
The worst that's gonna happen, he's gonna kick me.
Hey, I'm putting the link. I'm putting the link in the chat room right now for that truck.
Oh, you found it?
Yep.
On the truck? The semi?
Yep. There it is. Yep.
He just said he's putting the link in. God,
I got it, baby.
Let me
he
see.
just said he's got it right there.
Yeah, but then I have to go up the screen to see it, right?
Yeah, but you've already seen it, Ray. You put it up.
Okay. So check this out. There's another link. Okay. There's another link I put up, and what it is concrete.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
I saw that one.
Hold
With
on.
it dump in the water, and it's just I saw that was cool.
That's amazing. That's great for highways,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the kicker is, it's I don't know if you read whatever, but it's not great in cold weather, like high cold weather where it freezes.
Yeah, because the water it freezes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. Greatest idea ever. I mean, the best. And
Basically, what it is, Lewis, is the concrete's really porous, and it'll suck up like 800 gallons of water, like that. It just, as soon as it hits, it just goes away.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet you that would be perfect right now for your area where you are, and South Carolina and all that.
North. I'm in North, but I didn't. I got some flooding in my shop, but nothing like South Carolina.
Yeah. That
They're
was
still swimming down there in the streets. It's bad. It's really bad.
All right, people in the chat room, I'm putting that link up too.
Yeah, I actually I'm taking a class with a girl who's from South Carolina. She's from an island that's in the middle of the state of South Carolina. It's weird. And she's saying that the people in her hometown are being evacuated.
Yeah. Dude, they're still evacuating people. They're still having problems. It's crazy.
Okay, so I don't know if I should say this because apparently I'm having problems with insurance company.
Here we go.
Now,
Gonna come back and kick us all in the ass now.
Well, hey, Lewis is your man.
This is what gets me. We spend a lot of money on our vehicles, and we spend a lot of money on our insurance. Why is it they're giving us a hard time to put insurance on cars? And what I'm getting at is, I'm going to mention the name of the company because
mention it, Ray.
Haggerty.
Oh, Haggerty?
What a joke. They said they couldn't insure my Nissan because of the modifications I done on it. So I turn around and I say, well, wait a minute. You have cars that are already modified. What's the difference? Then they said, well, it's the year. Well, wait a minute. How far back are you going? Because a 1990, it should fall in that category of a classic car, right?
I think so, doesn't
it?
Yeah.
You know what it is, Ray? Let me explain something to you, Ray. I can tell you what the problem is. It's a 1990 Nissan. It's just not cool enough.
That did it right there, right?
Right? I mean, let's think about it there, guys.
As a matter of fact, it is pretty cool. But what I'm getting at is, it's not only my car. It could be any other car. It could be an NSX. It could be any of these cars in the 90s. Why are they giving them a hard time? Even though these cars are modified, there are other cars that are modified too.
What company is it?
If it's a domestic modified, they'll accept it. So I think.
But you know what, though? This is my take on insurance companies, man. If it's not worth any kind of value to them, then they don't care about it. Like my nephew bought a 2013 Honda Pathfinder, the one that looks like an Avalanche. You know what I'm talking about? Is that Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Okay. This lady, he's driving down the street. This lady pulls over to the side of the road, and she decides, oh, I'm going to make a U-turn. She goes to make a U-turn. He hits her. It's a double yellow line. It's 2-lane road. She decides, I'm going to make a U-turn. So what happens is, now they're jerking him around. Her insurance company has said that they're not paying for nothing because it's his fault. They won't let the adjuster from State Farm see the car because they're hiding it. So he's going to get screwed. And what it is to them, the insurance company, his company, State Farm, isn't fighting nationwide to see the car. Then it's like, oh, well, because in their mind, it ain't worth no money.
Okay,
I can see the insurance side, like if I was an insurance company, I'd be hesitant in insuring a high value vehicle because if anything happens, we lose out.
Well, let's ask the insurance agent that's in the chat room or in the room with us, Lewis.
Yeah, well, I want to say that in my position as a licensed agent, I basically have no control over the rating of the policy and the underwriting of everything.
Right.
For me, I'm basically representing clients, and I'm going and working with the underwriters on their behalf. So I get frustrated as well. I'm working on a situation right now where I got a business owner who's been in business for 20 years, and he's doing pretty well for himself and for his family. He's got a beautiful home that one of his roofs in the back garage that he operates out of, the roof last winter, we had a rough winter, and it collapsed. And he's trying to switch over with my company, and my company is giving me a hard time. And it's just like, it's kind of frustrating how on some of the writers, they only look at things on paper.
Right.
As soon as anything comes across their desk, they see it on paper, and then they go from there. They don't take a look at the person. They don't take a look at the business.
But see, my thing is, from my limited experience with them, is those guys who look at it on paper and all that, they're not the whole point to me is insurance is to make you whole. If you have something happen, it's to make you whole. They're not making you whole at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not looking out for you as a person who's paying for a service. You know what I mean? It's like it's like going to a hooker, tell you want a blowjob, and she don't want to give you a blowjob. What are you in the business for? You know what I mean? What are you in the business for?
it's difficult. No, I mean it truly is difficult, and at the same
what
time,
I'm saying now? I mean, and that's what gets me.
And at the same time, Ray, he's right. You know, if you're on the side of the insurance companies, you're going to make sure you got to do what you got to do to be profitable. And just the liability alone, you're looking at easy $500,000 in liability for just one client.
Yeah, but the point I'm getting at is the money is not an issue with me. Like Chris, I got a $7,000 deductible on one of the cars I have. I mean, like, you know, it's not the money issue. So if it's not the money issue, the insurance company should be able to accept me. If I'm paying so much money and I'm absorbing a lot of deductible, right?
But see, not only that, guys. I mean, think about it. He's still making a monthly payment. So I mean, that's you would think that counts for something.
Yeah.
You know, like I got
and Ray, have you ever been late on a payment? Have you ever missed a payment?
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's frustrating.
This is what happened. I'm with a broker. Okay, I don't know how they works in the States. I'm with a broker. The broker goes and finds me a good deals. Now, I had insurance with these cars for so many years with a particular insurance company. It so happened, I guess the broker tried to make a contract deal with the insurance company, and they didn't fall through. I guess the broker wants to get a better deal from the insurance company, and the insurance company is raising up the price. So what happens? The broker finds another insurance company to insure my vehicle, and there's where the dilemma comes in. Now I got to deal with another insurance company that I never dealt with before, and now they like, oh my God, you know, these are high value cars, and then they literally like. They want, you know, and I got appraisals on each and every one of them, and so now they're backpedaling and saying, no, we can't do it. But like I'm paying now. What I'm getting at is, I told the broker, I said, you know what, you should have just kept what they. I see what they're getting at. They couldn't keep with the insurance that they were dealing with because they weren't getting a deal for the whole people the brokers are representing. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So basically, it's hurting us, because you know the people that are working hard and trying to get insurance. So it all panned out. I got insurance now. It's just it's a headache. Now I got to get it reappraised now, and that's another headache too.
A hassle.
A lot of hassle.
You want me to praise it for you, Ray?
Actually, it has to be somebody here in Canada.
I'm gonna stop.
How much was that? $150?
Yeah. Hey, we got 80 says she had the same she has the same experience with frustrated with what Ray's talking about.
That's because they're Shylocks. That's why.
Yeah.
Insurance companies are Shylocks. That's why.
So on news, I see some new cars that are coming up, new SUVs. Aston Martin making a new SUV.
Really? Bentley.
Yeah. Bentley. Wow.
It's hot.
Yeah.
They're making SUVs.
How much that shit is?
It's hot. Too hot to hold.
I have to think twice. Some of these cars are getting really, really ridiculous.
I'll stay with my '82 Suburban.
Hey, I just saw one of I PVR everybody's show, because usually I get quizzed and say, oh, you watch my show? Yeah, I watch my show. Or I'll talk something about their show or whatever the case may be. Are you finishing up your truck yet? Because it seems like on my episode here, you didn't put the back. Oh, you still okay? So it's not in the work. It's not on the road yet.
It's sitting in my yard. It's sitting in my yard.
Oh man, it's gonna look.
It's like all my stuff. My stuff never gets finished because I got to build everyone else's junk.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna look nice. Drop it down really low.
Well, when I get back from SEMA, I'm gonna start expanding my shop, and then I'm done building for people.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
I'm gonna build the stuff I got. I can't keep doing this. I got too much cool stuff in the yard just rusting away. I can hear it rusting at night. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna get my stuff done, man.
It's saying, "Save me, save me."
Yeah,
exactly. Talking.
Exactly.
Help me! There was another thing I wanted to say. I liked it. There's this guy called Seamus 105 or 150 from England, London. he recorded a video of a Lamborghini, and the guy is from Dubai, and he's revving up his Lambo at a stop area, and the Lambo has a tendency. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's an Aventador, and he was revving the engine up, and flames are coming out on the back of the exhaust, running, much fuel, whatever the case may be. He kept doing it quite a bit, and the flame caught fire on the rear honeycomb of the back of the Lambo.
Yeah.
Now the guy's not aware of this, so all this is being on video, and the guy in front is beeping the horn. Everybody's trying to tell this guy that his Lambo's on fire, but this guy's probably thinking, these guys are saying, "Hey, your car is cool." So this guy, he's not aware, still driving, car is being burned like crazy.
Oh my God.
The next footage you see, flames like 10 stories high, car is getting burnt to crisp. And so the bottom line is, when I see some of these guys rev their engine up, I have to laugh. I really have to laugh. And this is a classic. And it's on my site on Facebook. I liked it and I shared it. And
Here
when
it
you
is.
see, get the link, put it up.
The link is up.
It is funny as hell. Now try to explain that to the insurance company. Oh, better yet.
On video.
Yeah, on video.
Did you see the two mooses from Alaska fighting it out?
Yeah.
I did see that.
Property? How you explain that to the insurance company? That poor guy?
Yeah, he was in the car. He was making me nervous, man. I was like, oh, that dude's going to get hit.
And
they probably believe in Alaska because it's a pretty common occurrence. You know what I mean?
Come on, right in the driveway like that? That was funny as hell.
Dude, I mean, that's what happens up there. I mean, it's Alaska. Jesus.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, here I got some moose that just walk around like there's nobody business.
There's the link.
The link is up.
I'm the link.
So Ray, you were talking about when people rev up their engine, you just have to laugh. Why is that? You don't believe in that?
There's a lot of things. Sometimes it can do damage to the motor. Sometimes, because if you think about it, you're standing still. Now, as you're standing still, no cold air is coming to the engine. Okay. Sometimes, now, it all depends. It all depends on the car and whatnot. But all I know is sometimes it's going to do damage to the vehicle.
Look, Ray, hold it, Ray. Let's be realistic here. The only reason why it's funny is that chucklehead that was in the car has got more money than good common sense, and he fucked up.
Yeah.
Wait, Ray. It's like that dude that we hauled back from Syracuse.
Oh, let's not go there.
Your buddy.
I mean, it's just simple, man.
Listen, we were up in Syracuse, and this dude had a Gallardo. The alternator goes out, and we're telling him, look, man, you need to haul that car home. You're not going to make it. Oh, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
And the alternator went out.
Yeah, it went out. So we throw it in the trailer, and he's just an idiot. That's Ray's buddy.
It wasn't meant to be. He's not my buddy anymore.
Clearly, he has more money than sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, he doesn't, because that's another thing, Lou. Some of these guys have these cars, then it's not theirs. They got it on loan, or they're not they're making payments or something. They're leasing it. It's not their vehicle. And some of them they actually rent them from these high-end luxury cars place, just renting it by them.
Oh, you know what?
Got the money to burn. They got the money to burn, period. But the bottom line is they're not responsible. But when all push comes to shove, when you start talking to these people, I remember one. Here's a good example. When I was in SEMA, the guy who owns the rims for Giovanni Wheels,
yeah,
got his name. He's the president, the owner. And we were talking about my car, the Aston Martin, that I did some modifications. And he has an Aston Martin. the first thing he came up out of his mouth is about warranty. Buddy, when you do mod, warranty's out the fucking window. He was worried about warranty. And then in my mind, it gets to wonder, wait a minute, this guy makes a lot of money. Why is he so worried about warranty? You know, that I don't understand that.
It's crazy.
You know, that was the first thing, and that never left my mind. To this day, still my mind. I'm thinking, this motherfucker makes 6 digits, and he's worried about warranty. You gotta be something's wrong.
You know, we should have asked him. You should have asked him if he bought the extended warranty.
Hey, Ray, I just got done watching the video of the Aventador. That thing went up in flames. Like yes. I thought it was just some flames out of the honeycombs. No, this thing.
No. And this is a problem right now that's happening because it gives I don't know. Maybe it was a poor design. Right off the bat, somebody's saying he has an aftermarket wing, and that the factory wing would have lifted up as he was revving. I don't know what the deal is, but I do know that there's an issue going on, and there's going to be a lawsuit if it happens, if it goes through. What it is the big major car companies are going to pass a law that you cannot modify the cars anymore.
Oh no!
Because if you modify a car, and if you think about it, it has a computer, and if you modify the car and the car goes bad, it's going to give the car company a bad image. It's going to say, look what they did and whatever. They tampered the computer. So now what they're saying is they want to cut the mom and pop shops, all mechanics, obsolete.
Yep.
That now
you won't be able to work on your own car.
To do that for years.
Well, I just seen that they're re-bringing the issue up.
Yeah,
and
I just heard it too.
We cannot work on our vehicles.
Yep.
But they've been wanting to do that for years, Ray. But the thing is they use the computer. They say because the computer has a history, and they say that they don't use it to void warranties. But I'm telling you, they do.
They do. Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because the first thing they go is, well, right here on this date, you were drag racing. The computer says so. You had to have been drag racing because you're doing 130 miles an hour and the engine was at 7,500 RPM. Well, what were you doing there? You know what I mean?
It was on the dyno.
I mean, right? That's the first thing they do. So what does it matter? Because I got a friend of mine who works for GM, and he's essentially the liaison between the dealership and corporate. If you bring your car in there and say, hey, my transmission's out, and he's the guy who comes in and says, yes or no, replace it or void the warranty. That's essentially what he does.
Right.
And he tells me all the time, they get these guys that show up, it's got a blower on it, it's got a turbo on it. Oh yeah, my transmission's fucked up. Well, no shit. No, I'm not going to replace it, and I'm going to void your warranty at that point. But then you get these other guys who show up that had all this stuff on there, and they take it all off, put all the stock stuff back on, and go back to the dealership, and they say, hey, my transmission blew up, and then they got to go in the computer and say, well, what are you doing here? What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, they're using the computer anyway to do that kind of stuff, just like the insurance companies are using the computers to tell if you were speeding if you had an accident.
Yeah, with that under-dash chip thing.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, the bottom line is I get it. They don't want people tampering with it, but they've been using that for so long now. What difference does it make? Because they can still get the information they want, whether or not they're going to pay you off to void it or void it. I mean, so what's the difference?
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. Power's running low. I guess
again with the battery. Don't you have electricity in Canada? Plug that.
Well, no, he just got it on.
It's come and go. Hey, bush. You never know. Must have been a grizzly bear or something. Fucking around with the transformer.
A grizzly bear.
No, I'm gonna have to bring your asses up here so you can see where I live. I don't know. You come through. Oh, you were low. Okay, Lee. Yeah. Well, you guys been already in Canada. I'm gonna have to bring little Lee over here too. So we have to make a nice R&R type to rest and relaxation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That sounds good. We got to get it on the schedule.
Before it goes off the air, let's do this. Next year, over here, the Mackinac Car Show. Remember, Lee, we talked about it, Louis Santiago?
Yeah.
The largest car show?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that done for next year. It's on the June.
We'll make it happen, damn it. You're the guy up there.
All right. Yeah, but the problem is, got to get paid. So
make it happen, Ray.
I'll talk to that guy, Revy, whatever, Ed Reeves. That's his name.
Have you heard of anything about the Toronto show?
It's all it's in bad shape.
Really?
That's not I cannot comment on that.
Hey, I'm the media. I can. It's messed
no
up.
Comment. It might backfire me. Whoever's watching, recording this shit. Okay, and it's 10:16. So I gotta let you go. Watch my PBR shows and watching Mob Steel. All right.
I go.
Hey, we'll see you later.
All right, bro.
Good conversation.
Later, Ray.
And that it's past our time here. We go from 9 to 10.
We'll do it next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we're shutting down.
That's all we have, folks. Justin, thanks for tuning in, but we're tuning out. We do this every Wednesday, so make sure
from 9 to 10.
Put on your schedule.
Yes, we did run over.
And pass the word around. We're going to be giving out some prizes next week, and we're going to have a couple guest speakers. So make sure you come back and check us out.
Definitely.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Have a nice evening. Take care.
Later, guys.
Yes, sir. Hey, 80, you can stay on. I'm going to stay on if you're still there. Jump in, 80. Hey. I can't hear you.